Execute
and
Order
welcome back.
66.
Yes. Last we left off, our heroes were investigating, frankly, a whole mess of different issues in this Tabaxi city. From corrupt guards and stolen arms to a strange plague and local government being local governments. Most recently, they discovered that certain familiar adversaries were evidently using the tunnels beneath the city to move about unseen. The purpose of their expeditions and their actions not clear, but somehow tied into everything else that's going on. You've found connections between a break-in at a dockside armory, weapons smuggled into a refugee camp, a dead guard in a basement, a major corruption racket, and a massive safe full of gold. A clothing store within a clothing store serving as a front, and half of your information came on the testimony of a rat. In any event, though,
The rat part is
those
just Garrett being Disney princess for a few minutes.
he's just singing to the rats.
He was fucking useful. Don't you backsass him.
Oh, I was the rat. I'm laughing at the situation, not that it happened.
His name is Remy.
But while those thoughts and questions continue to occupy their minds, their allies and foes are not standing idle. Zero was expected to arrive in town this evening. It's currently 10:30 at night. It's quite likely you might have missed his arrival outright. You've also made great strides in helping the guard captain Breaking Storm with his problems, and while you still need to turn your findings of this current leg of your adventure and determine how you want to address this giant unattended safe full of gold in the basement next to the tunnel smuggling network,
What gold?
he's presently meeting with the council, and it's unlikely he will be available before dawn. Furthermore, more troubling developments have also begun. At least one case of the plague has been detected outside the refugee camp in the upper city, though you did find some hints as to a possible treatment, or at least preventative, earlier. For now, though, you have much before you this night, and it's up to you to just decide how to spend it. Today is very freeform. It is very much up to what you would like to do.
So we're just.
Where's the nearest casino?
Let me just set the tone correctly.
You're trying to go gambling? Really?
Porn's going gambling.
You know what? Fuck it.
It's dark. Where's
Can
the
you see-
street lights?
Certain parts of the city do have street lights, but I'm not going to put 200 lights on this map because it would fuck
Yeah.
the performance.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking, like, enjoyable. It's hate fucking the performance. You can have about 20 lights active at once before you start to see issues, even with my GPU and internet hosting it.
All right, so based on what my character has learned about the city, where would the guards of this area be gambling?
So you know that the island to the northwest of the city, this one here, which let me get my notes out.
House of Youth.
Yeah, House of Youth. We'll go by the English names because it's a lot easier. That is the entertainment district. Currently, it is actually.
This over here?
Welcome, KJ. We just did the intro, so you have perfect timing.
Oops. Damn, I was hoping to catch that.
I can read it again. It was just me saying what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, if you would.
Very well. I will read it quickly.
I appreciate it.
Do you have
another
drink
and throw something in the microwave then?
Hello? You might as well pause the stream for this so they don't double it or just cut it off. Hello and welcome back.
I can't tell where my piece is.
Yeah, let me just a little better. Let's go there. 80%.
You're up here.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's nice.
Yeah, unless everyone who's not acting as group token, let's keep just
Can someone stream that?
aside,
For
just so we don't have too many things cluttering, because there's already a bunch of tokens on the map.
Right.
You don't need to be on the map right now.
I've clipped out of the world.
So you are all currently still in the basement of this clothing store, trying to, with this gigantic safe, like, as
As-
tall as some of your party members, and maybe 3 feet wide and 3 feet deep, full of gold in front of you. An open passageway leading into the tunnels below the city next to you.
Oh, what the fuck?
Well, that's enough money to buy off a lot of people or buy a lot of mercenaries.
What do we want to do with it? That's the question.
Well, Breaking Storm's most
I-
likely at that council meeting that he was talking
Well,
about.
Foundry saying Foundry's just dying. Let me give this another shot.
Do you have
I
do you have GPU acceleration turned off in your browser? You need it on.
It should not be off. It is on normally. I don't know when I
Wait,
got
is gonna
turned on.
Scrooge McDuck the gold?
What?
Let's see.
No one's gonna Scrooge McDuck the gold?
What? Try to steal it? No.
No.
Dive
Oh
into
God,
it.
you're just so young. Jump in it and
You-
swim in it.
It's currently in a vertical safe on many different shelves. Swimming might be possible if you were about 3 inches tall.
Oh. How many are there?
There's about 40,000 gold worth of coinage here.
You mean 30,000?
40.
30.
Oh, I have a GPU
Oh,
error.
25?
I'll be
Okay.
back. I
You
gotta
have a
restart my
GPU
computer.
error. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it literally says that you have hardware acceleration, but it cannot be accessed with a GPU error. So I'm just gonna restart.
Yeah.
Check your drivers too. See,
Yeah, it has been a while. I actually do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Then I'll be in while it's doing this driver update, but then I'll restart.
yeah, you'll just disappear for about 5 seconds when it does the screen flash.
Yeah.
So before you, I will just
Wait.
back up a little bit. So
No touchy.
Oh, touchy.
that's her saying this to you, Lotus.
Dear Lord.
Shiny.
I can see that Torin's bored because I just see his character in this right side of my screen just moving up and down.
Why do I have the feeling that some of this is going to disappear?
Yeah, probably because it is going to disappear.
I'm on your shoulders.
I
Boink.
will note that you saw 2 people leave this building. No one stayed behind. Seems like a lot of gold to leave unattended next to an open tunnel.
Why are you trying to
It
tempt us?
was
Why are you trying to tempt us so bad?
booby trapped.
Why are you trying to tempt us so bad? Is it cursed?
I doubt it's cursed, but
Now I'm dubious.
there might be someone on the way to pick some up or drop more off.
Oh, bit of column A, a bit of column B.
Somebody
Either
go
way, we
touch it.
probably shouldn't stay here for much longer.
Go touch it. Go touch one.
Yeah, agreed. And besides, we know what it is.
For now.
Actually, before I close it, since this might be, if this is a safe I'm thinking of, does this have a tumbler, access panel that could be accessed in the combination change?
So this type of safe is a combination safe with a key override. And it was the key override that you had picked to get into it. You do not know the combination at this stage. And
Okay, so they.
the construction of combination locks in the 1500s.
True.
I don't think they existed, but in this setting they do, because we've got gnomes.
I was gonna say like
And
the Harry
dwarves.
Potter like vault.
There's steam power in skyships. We've got combination locks.
Yeah.
We found machining. We use it.
We found machining, we use it, but we also don't have germ shit theory yet.
Well, to be fair, germ theory came about in the 1800s, remember?
Yeah, true.
And like
We didn't even have antibiotics until after World War II. Like
One.
Distribute widespread.
Hey, look,
distribute-
when you have prestidigitation and healing magic, there's a very little incentive to actually learn germ theory.
All right, the burrito ahead for dinner is not fully disagreeing with me. Continue to discuss yourselves. I'll be back as soon as I can be.
Ew.
Germ theory in action right there.
No, that's
Don't
more.
eat a dirty
Ew.
burrito.
That's more. Her gut is not agreeing with burrito, but yeah.
Everybody dance now.
The Taco Bell theory.
Gonna blow it up.
That's a dangerous game theory.
Taco blew up.
Yeah, this is why I like Taco John's.
Ew.
Ew. I got food poisoning from Taco John's once when I was like 20.
Because
I
y'all got
haven't eaten
shitty
there
Papa
since.
John's. I've got this
never
one that's
eaten
been by
there
my
again.
house forever. It's like one of the best ones in the city. So
I
good.
fucking refuse, dude. Have you ever lost like 15 pounds in one day? Food poisoning will do that to you.
Mm-hmm. But the Taco John's that I've had, I have not gotten food poisoning from. Now,
I refuse to eat from
Taco
them.
Hell, on the other hand, yeah.
Have you ever had explosive diarrhea on the toilet while vomiting projectile vomit at the same time?
Did your coworkers hear it?
Yep,
That's food
restart.
poisoning.
Hope you're back.
So what did Exile shout across this house?
I don't know. I hope we don't hear it like drop a load.
That'd be impressive if we did. Because I'm pretty sure his mic is not that good.
He has to literally.
I'm in my bathroom. If you hear me crapping, call the police.
Ugh.
All of a sudden, we just hear this all over the
The
fucking
robot
microphone.
chicken level fucking nuclear shit.
Oh, I have his address now. I technically could send emergency services to his house.
Listen, none of us know exactly Exile's fucking location. We just.
So,
I do. I know his
Yeah.
address.
Okay.
He
Because
gave
we're
it to,
planning on, we're thinking about when we go up to my mom's in September, in the beginning of September, we're thinking about stopping and visiting him for a day.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about heading up Friday, so we're there Friday night, and then we're there Saturday for D&D, and then we take off the next morning. Because that'd be cool.
On that topic, I figured out the parking situation. I would need to get you guys a day pass, but because I'm a resident, I can get one, and it's gonna be like $25.
Okay, that's
So
You have to
not
pay
that bad.
$25 to have a guest park there?
that's for a
Holy
2-day
fuck, dude.
pass,
That's
and
fucking
that's
insane.
Chicago. That is
That's
anywhere in a
cheap.
residential parking zone in Chicago.
That's fucking whack.
It's not as
It's
bad
like
as
that
some
in
places.
50 an
It's
hour
like
to
that in
park anywhere.
Colorado. The only reason we don't deal with it is because we're parking at a hotel.
Eh.
In any event, though, I'm back. I'm fine. No need to comment on projectile shitting. This was just stomach doing things.
Feel
I'm
better?
fine. Yes, I'm fine. Now, where were we?
We're talking about saves, and
And we're debating what to do.
Yeah, so
because
you
you
make
did say
me an intelligence check to see what you can figure out about the mechanism.
Who?
QS.
All of us, or
QS.
you? Okay.
This is QS's idea, so we're gonna see where it leads.
Okay.
Not great, not good.
You don't. It's a complicated looking mechanism that reminds you of clocks or watches or other fairly complicated items that you're not really at all familiar with the assembly of. You don't think you could change the combination. However, you are fairly confident you could sabotage the mechanism to prevent it from locking.
That could be good or bad.
You're also fairly confident if you were to turn this into the guard, they would have means of opening it. Magic that
think we-
you're familiar with, even.
I
True.
don't think we need to, like, if we can prevent them from knowing we're here, we might be able to track it.
True.
Plus, I kind of figured we would be heading to talk to them immediately after this anyways. Because
Well,
we just proved that one of their lieutenants was taking a bribe or forcing a bribe from a noble family.
mm-hmm.
Also, try and talk to that noble family and see what they know.
They could also be very tight-lipped too.
Could be getting threatened or any number of things. Who knows?
Well, I'm not going to be able to do this unless you want me to basically make this unable to lock forever.
I would not do that. I'd say let's leave it be and just lock it.
Want me to reset the trap?
Yes.
I thought we set the trap because they're gonna
If
come
we-
get it.
If we don't reset it, they will know someone has been here.
And now that you're familiar with the trap's location and design, it would be fairly trivial for you to
Reset it.
disable it again in the future. Yes.
What makes you think they're not gonna move it?
I doubt they would move it since they probably think that this place is still secure. We came in here quietly, without anyone knowing. It's a good chance that they don't know that we know about this place yet.
Okay.
You're acting like, oh hey, they're gonna magically know that someone was here.
I mean, portals exist.
You would see a portal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not if they come move it, and we're not
Before
here.
you ask, QS, yes, this weighs more than 500 pounds.
Yes, I would guess it would weigh more than 500 pounds because gold is
also might
heavy.
It also might be bolted to the floor.
No, but it's certainly. So the floor in this building is like kind of a rough cut stone. It's not really like super well finished, and you can see that the actual individual flagstones it's sitting on are all starting to peel up as the legs sink into the ground, like pushing it down, so they're being levered up a little bit. Very subtle at this stage, but you can tell if you left this here for maybe 20, 30 years, it'd be a few inches lower.
Put the back over it. The what is the
That is
back
a bit
called?
bigger than the opening.
Yeah, and
Much
hand,
less the
Suck
internal
it in there.
volume.
well,
Why are you trying to steal this thing? We don't need that much gold for one, and for two, like, we don't need them knowing we know about this yet.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
QS resets the trap so that it's active. So that
If
if
you're
someone comes around and back around and fucking like tries to dump something off again, it's the trap is still active and no one's the wiser.
Better remember to tell the guards.
Well, the guards, we'd probably recommend to them that we come with them, kind of thing, just so they don't accidentally set off the trap.
Do I need to roll something for the resetting the trap?
No. No, it's now what the act of disarming it is more complicated in your case, but basically this is a trap that's designed to not to be set. It's not a set it and forget it. It is a on or off system for an extra layer of security on the safe. It is something that is meant to be turned on and off as required. So it's fairly straightforward to reactivate it now that you're familiar with it.
Okay. QS turns it back on. Makes a mental note to tell whichever guard is with them to basically turn it off. To turn it off.
Don't touch safe unless you know about trap.
Need to find up again.
Honestly, if you're that intent on trying to steal gold from it, You could do it when we come back. I doubt anyone would complain for the proverbial.
Well, actually, if she wants
heroes.
to steal something, she should do it right now.
True.
But
True. But I don't see a point in stealing any from it. We also didn't see any ledgers saying that, hey, this is how much is in here. So someone could be taking notes and taking it with them. I doubt they would leave this much gold around and not have a note of how much is in there. Be kind of ridiculous.
Guys have accountants at some stage.
Always assume there's an accountant when there's this much gold involved.
and it's probably a Swede
A
You think
Swede.
Swiss.
or Swiss.
What's
Yeah.
a Swede?
Yeah, those
What's
Swedish
yours?
accountants, very famous for, banking both sides during World War II. What do you mean that was Switzerland?
Just put the blame on Swedes. Clearly, it was the
Some guys
Swedes.
on both sides, but whatever.
Well, a lot of the
Sure, there was
lot of
another one, but
Swedes,
alright.
Swedes in modern media play at like the Germans or Russian people. Well, that are like the big banker type. But a guy that's always dealing in money. Like,
There's a whole different reason.
Well, the rich people have the Swedish accounts.
Swiss.
Swiss.
Whatever.
We're gonna gaslight everyone to thinking it's the Swedes.
well, no one really fucked with the Swedes. Russia,
Yes, I did.
Russia did.
that was the Finns.
They try to. But
Germany fucked over the Swedes. What do you mean?
Okay. The Russians were sending submarines into Swedish waters recently, and one thing the Swedes did to get rid of them is they literally, and this was
Oh,
pseudo-official
more-
story, but they put a speaker in the water that said, "This way if you're gay." And the
I've
Russians
seen
were-
that. Yeah, and there's a little fucking sign that's all got a dude with like thrusting his hips and
Oh,
shit.
this sign was a joke made after the fact. The actual speaker.
I thought it was a fucking well, actually, yeah, hydrophone is a speaker essentially.
This way if you're gay. The Russians are like extraordinarily homophobic too.
Are you really that surprised?
But continuing on, once Exile gets back.
Yes. Progressing forward. Progressing forward despite ourselves.
Progress.
I say we head back,
Just watered my plants.
Talk-
Continue.
talk to the lieutenant, see if we can talk to the captain. Maybe we can give him a little info while he's in that meeting, or at least get the info passed to him while he's in the meeting that might sway someone to our side
Hopefully.
and allow the port to be opened temporarily. Because
Granted,
Zero
also weren't we supposed
Zero should be here too. Which
If
I'm
he's not-
surprised he hasn't-
He's probably at one of the pubs.
I'm surprised he hasn't been trying to call me on the sending stone.
Maybe he thought we'd find him first. I don't know. I can't read minds.
Potentially.
Well, I can read minds, but I can't read his mind.
Wait, you can read minds?
How do you think I got that?
Oh, right. The spell. I thought you meant naturally. Never mind.
Maybe I could. Maybe I can, but I'm not too sure.
That's oh, that'd be a neat trick. That makes me nervous.
Doesn't necessarily use a spell, though it follows the rules of a spell. It's a natural ability.
So Kios can read minds.
Yes. Psychic kitty. All right. Are we leaving the basements? Because so
Yes.
far,
Yes.
15 minutes in game have passed as you've just been standing in front of a safe.
Yes.
Okay. You head on out, and I'm assuming you're locking the door behind you.
Yes.
You return to the streets of Aklan Island. It is still very quiet. There's a couple of people occasionally walking by. Mostly, you see like teenagers, like groups of teenagers, like moving about periodically. You see individuals, mostly just walking home from work or just going out for a stroll. Some drunks staggering home. It's still a very quiet experience overall. There's not a whole lot of activity on even
Oh,
this busy merchant. What would during the day be a busy merchant's alley.
also, this is the island of many boats, so or
Yes,
many
I didn't
canoes.
know the map, but this whole like north side is all docks for small fishing boats that go out on the lake.
So during when boats could actually sit, go out and fucking fish, well, this place would smell like fresh fish.
On the shoreline, yes. Right now, the scent of fish is present, but faint.
Very, very faint.
Yeah. There is a pretty
Yeah.
famous mark on the north end of the island.
Yeah. Do we want to go talk to that noble family, or do we want to go back to the Benedicts?
Know if we can get anything out of that noble family. I mean, if you think you can convince them to talk, by all means.
Anyone else for an option?
Do.
Tolden, Sebastian, Lothus?
Whatever.
Hey, you all agreed to what I had last time, so I'll go with you.
Torin?
Go find the. I guess we'll go talk to the noble family.
Enough.
Lead the way.
Making your way back past the small park you had hidden in rather, you find yourselves back in front of the Silver Bridge Manor, and it is quiet. Inside the house, you can see a single room with a light in it. The rest seems to be dark.
I'm guessing a second story window?
It is a second story window on if you're facing it, it's on the far left side.
I guess it's
Hmm.
1-2
There-
corner. Okay.
There is a single. Unlike the other noble mansion you had walked past with the guards patrolling, this one has a guard post at the front that is currently unoccupied, but there is an individual standing, not so like obviously, but clearly in position near the main entrance, wearing some form of armor, just kind of keeping general watch over the surroundings, kind of eyes tracking you as you walk up. Not making his presence too pronounced, but clearly
A guard of
there
some
is.
type.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you want to play this? Just walk up, up, up and out.
Might as well.
There is a gate in before, like, so he's by the main door to the building, which is set back a bit. There is a front lawn, and then there's a gate and a wall.
Okay,
So it does
backstory.
have-
What's going on with this noble family again? Brain fart?
So you
Uh,
had followed what was it, Lieutenant Flame of Silk, and he had stopped by this house, and someone had emerged from inside and handed him a package rather hurriedly, and then he had continued on to the clothing shop that you had just left.
And we later discovered that the package was one of many that was in that safe full of money.
Yes.
Gotcha.
and also is it the patriarch or matriarch of this house is on their deathbeds due to ammonia?
Patriarch of this family
Patriarch.
was on the deathbed. And that's
The daughter was the one that was either getting blackmailed or dating him.
There was-
The lieutenant.
so after hearing that story and looking back at the evidence, it does seem a little peculiar that someone in a relationship like that would be giving out gold to be masked in with Yeah, that story seems less confident.
It seems more of she's being blackmailed at this point.
Who said they were dating?
It was speculation because they've been seen together
Okay.
frequently at around the same time that we saw her hand off the package. I'm guessing it was her.
Possibility.
We didn't get a
So,
good
that
look at the
approach?
person. This person may be getting blackmailed, so we could try a sympathetic approach.
Mm-hmm.
Sympathetic or what's the word I'm looking for?
Diplomatic.
What I meant by that is, like, do
Yeah,
we just
that
walk up and say, "So we know about the extortion ring"?
Let's be a little bit more.
I feel like that would scare her off.
Yeah, that would probably send off alarm bells, so to speak. Let's just do more
You have to be a little more subtle.
Curiosity,
See, like,
where are
I
you having this conversation right now?
by the by that.
crowded this street.
in front of the fucking clothing shop.
This is right in front of the gate. Like,
No, we're at the.
We just walked all the way up and we're just talking. You know, we're just giving the whole city.
near-
We're
our
basically in
We're
front of
still
the fucking.
We're
Park
next to
that
the
we-
park still.
okay, you're back at the little park around. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm starting to brain fart.
Yeah, we didn't make it all the way up. We just stopped at the park.
Stopped where you could see the place at the park. I see.
Because we also weren't sure, like, how many guards or if the guards are involved, that kind of shit.
Granted, there is that side door there, but how far that door is from the main house, we don't know.
I also don't know if we can get in through that door before getting seen.
How high are the walls, and what are they like? Iron walls, or are they like brick?
They're stone masonry, topped with wrought iron spikes.
Okay, so
Sort of pseudo Gothic style. And they appear to the actual. So the masonry part appears to be 7 to 8 feet tall, and then the spikes are another 1 to 2 feet above that. So about 10 feet overall.
okay, we're not climbing that easily.
No.
So there's a main gate, which is wide open, which we could go to.
So there's a main gate that's wide enough for someone to drive a carriage through, and then immediately next to that, separated a little bit, there is a smaller gate that is wide enough for one person to walk through at a time. And that was the smaller gate that the package was handed through. The gate never opened. The person handed it through the iron bars. The gates themselves are wrought iron.
Okay. Because how it sounded to me is like it's that one door that's on off to the side that servants will bring in like fresh goods and products into the manor itself.
If there is such a door, you have not found that.
And I guess let's do the diplomatic approach. Worst the guy could do is say, "Go piss off." Well, besides try and kill us, but that's beside the point.
What time of day is it? It's like night, right?
It's 10.
It is currently almost 11.
Almost 11, yeah.
Or sorry, my brain forgot how.
9 o'clock, almost 9.
Yeah, it's almost 9 actually. Yeah.
So that is
Rewind,
that is like
PM, sorry.
that. Okay, I'm about to say I was like because we semi froze time last time.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot what time. I forgot 24-hour time for a minute. It's almost 9 p.m. It's 8:51, 8:52.
Okay, well, I was saying if we're
And-
doing this at like
It's late evening.
near midnight, it'd be like super fucking suspicious.
Yeah, right now it is still. While
Super-
it is certainly the sun is beginning to set like properly, it is certainly not suspicious to be calling on others at this hour yet. It's getting there, but it's not out of the ordinary yet.
And the captain has his appointment somewhere around.
Yeah, and you do
10.
have time to beat the captain. I apologize for getting that wrong.
Hmm.
What time was his meeting?
10. 10. So we got about an hour.
Shit. All the time.
No, it's not.
Now, luckily, his meeting is held right next door to the building his office is in, so he doesn't have a long commute to get there. But still,
Well, that meeting is supposed to happen soon, so if we
Yeah.
don't get any success immediately, I don't feel like I feel like we should cut our losses.
Yeah. Well, let's go. Let's go up and at least try and do a diplomatic approach.
Try talking to them.
Hopefully this goes well. Kula says as she starts to wander over to the... let's do the side door. Instead of the main entryway. Or main gate.
again, they're like next to each other, so it's
Yeah,
not
but
too far. But yeah,
just in case if something tries to come in, granted highly unlikely, but
I understand. So you walk up to the gate. What are you saying? You trying to get attention?
yeah, I'm trying to get the guards' attention. Just be courteous. Excuse me, God, is one of your lords available?
You see the guard kind of change from his posture, and you thought he was sitting originally, but now you realize he's actually just a dwarf. He begins kind of ambling over. It's like, what business do you have with the Stonehold clan?
Information.
That is incredibly vague. Do you have an appointment of some kind? Have you been requested?
I mean,
Quested would be kind of right. We're working with the city guard at the moment.
His whole posture kind of stiffens up a bit. Then we have no business with you.
You may want to try a different approach with that. We're not working with that individual that, yeah, you know what's going on.
yeah, his
Persuasion
posture.
check.
I'll just say make an insight.
I'm gonna do
What are you saying?
insight.
Persuasion? Or
Well, you can do both at once. Are you trying to persuade him that you're not working with him? And let's do insight first.
Ah!
I'll insight as well.
Yeah, Garrus, you come off as very sketchy immediately with that.
You're a thief.
Yeah. QS, was that check? It's not hard to tell. Like, this individual is very clearly aware of. He definitely has an aversion to the city guard and expects worse things.
What
gave you the right to re-roll?
Torin did.
He's regal charm.
That
was his.
It is his roll.
Torin wants to make that check.
Oh.
That is a check for his roll.
Does he just see? I mean, if Torin does a well roll, I mean,
Torin, roll.
I don't know if Hockey. We can't hear you if you're talking.
1 second.
You.
Believe me, we do not work with that man.
Was never the convincing.
For that advantage.
Looks like Garrett, and I guess Torin. Torin gets through him.
Yeah.
What business?
I am not the face.
Well, we may have discovered where they're keeping everyone's earnings. They had to forfeit.
If you're working with the guard, then why? Who do you report to?
The captain himself.
Wait here. He turns and he heads inside the manor.
Garish with the absolutely no charisma.
I am not the face. I am not the face of the
Why'd
party.
you go so hard to say you were doing it immediately?
I didn't. You told me to fucking do it, so I rolled.
You made a statement like, we're not with him.
I was just stating facts. I didn't. Excuse me.
Teasing him out. A few minutes pass by before he emerges again, this time not alone. This time you see another figure walking with him. Much slighter build, not wearing armor at all. You see a dwarven stairs, fairly young-looking dwarven woman. And wearing black clothing with a cloak kind of pulled up over her, walking alongside.
Does the person look very similar to the one that we saw earlier? Past the package? No?
No, the person who passed the package was taller.
Okay,
Probably
so
not a dwarf.
probably human.
Yep. The woman walks up, she's like, my name is Lisa Sternholt. I've been told you are looking into this current situation. But I need information if you're doing this. Where is Harold?
Where is
There's
hell?
what?
Harold.
Harold.
Any of us know that name?
Oh, no.
Nope.
Who?
Who are you referring to?
My fiance who's been held by the guard?
I wonder if that was that person's
Now there's
blood.
a kidnapping?
Oh
Oh,
no.
don't mention blood. Don't mention blood.
Oh no.
Is this
We
I don't...
we don't know that part.
Look, we keep
Is-
we were investigating corruption. We keep stepping into a deeper pile.
Broda told me that you are reporting directly to the captain.
Yes,
He
that
would
is
be
true.
one of the few people with the authority to let my husband go. He was charged with... he was given false murder charges about 2 months ago. Flame of Silk, the lieutenant, has been, according to him at least, staving off his execution. That's why you've been paying him.
I'm gonna do
You said it's-
Oh,
a
that sounds like a lot
is
of
my
extortion.
fiancé.
I'm gonna do a fucking history check.
Okay. For what?
What does your husband look like?
You know the fucking
fiancé?
reports that QS was going through?
Oh
13.
That
Yeah,
name
that-
appeared nowhere. Not in the arrest records, not in the patrols, not in
Yeah,
this
that
missing
sounds like
person.
classic extortion.
Nowhere.
Might not have even been on guard.
No, Lieutenant is a guard, but the name was not even in the records.
Harold Blackhorn.
Tabaxi?
No human.
Does he have any family members staying here?
He's from afar. He came by ship a few summers ago. We met things with. But look, I just want to know where he is. If the guard is not holding him, then
Not legally, anyways.
might not be the guard holding him at all.
It appears this lieutenant is acting on his own, performing a serious ring of corruption.
Let's just post that Lieutenant
Explain
on
how he's so.
a very
Explain why
short
he's able
list
to get
of
away
my
with it so
gallows.
much.
Puts that
I
Lieutenant.
doubt they killed him already.
Now there's a classic extortion. Although, if you don't, have you had any signs of life from him? At any point?
Proof of
nothing
life.
saved. Nothing saved letters. Which they said he wrote to me. They were in his hands, but those stopped weeks ago.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not a good sign.
I.
We understand how upsetting this can be.
Yeah, just you don't even need to make an insight check to just see that she is having a very bad day immediately.
She's starting to have a slight nervous
Hey, here we
breakdown.
came along and made
Yeah,
it worse.
she's like her hand. She's holding on to the metal grate. You can see her knuckles turning white. Like she is both pissed off and terrified and sad and just a lot
We
of
just
emotion
came
right now.
along, made it worse.
You can see
Not
the
filling
guard
her with any
actually
hope.
take a slight sidestep away from her.
We're not saying he's dead yet, but we have not seen him. And
Then it seems I have business with the captain.
The name
No, that's why we're here.
We're
name
going to be seeing
that
him
you've
soon.
the name that you've also described is not in any of the reports that I've went through with the captain's aid. So
Harold, what have they done with you?
Well, hopefully we can find out.
Where
and at
is
least give some closure.
where do you
Not
know
bring
where
it.
Harold has came from?
He was originally from Stelford in Northern Aleros.
Okay. Well, we can take this report to the captain before he has his meeting.
I'll need to make a statement.
add corruption to, or not even corruption, kidnapping at this point, to the charges that's going to get laid against
Thank
this
you for
guy.
bringing this to me, but I must go.
Have a good rest of the evening,
See her
ma'am.
try to steady yourselves. You see,
Totally
like,
get it.
my father is not long for this world. I need to be with him.
Understood.
Tell the captain I will fully cooperate with this investigation, but he will have to send someone here to talk to me.
As you wish.
Thank you. See, and she turns and just hurries away, and the guards just. Oh, that day never gets easier.
Yeah, we always step in the most worst shit. Kira says
You should
she.
stop walking.
Let's get going before the captain is already
Let's-
behind the council doors.
So we head on over to the captain's quarters, I guess.
Yeah.
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 We
We
I
head
would
to
say we run,
Alright.
but we move quickly.
we move at a brisk walk.
Yeah, it's.
Now it's not only is it extortion, it's kidnapping.
And potentially murder.
After all, you did only find blood in a chair. You're not sure if
Yeah.
it's
Tabaxi
connected,
blood.
but
Tabaxi blood.
this is true.
They could be holding him in a cell somewhere in the sewers, but we didn't go exploring because, again, don't need to do that immediately. We need to get what we found relayed.
Yeah.
We need to start getting more wins.
As you approach the office, you see that there's actually a bit of commotion. You see a large number of guards seemingly being mustered outside, different orders being barked out. And you do not see Breaking Storm, but you see several lieutenants, including the one you've been tailing earlier, mustering groups of guards and beginning to head towards the upper city. Group after group
Oh,
towards
dear.
the bridge, which you notice has been lowered.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh.
Something must have happened.
Here we go.
Yep. Might have to do with the plague that came up there.
Adamasa, the assistant to the captain, you do see actually standing outside handing out orders to someone. She looks over, she just gestures to you with a come here kind of gesture, like,
Okay, we start moving a little bit faster now. It's a power walk.
it's like, well, I hope you found something because things have gone from bad to worse over here. Come, quickly. And she leads you quickly into the building.
We have found more than just something at this point. Captain's not going to like this.
Well, nothing tonight he's going to like anyway. More cases of disease were found, and there's currently a bit of a riot forming in the main square in the upper city. People are not pleased. That's why the guards mustering more forces to contain it. Unfortunately, that also means we'll be very short-handed down here. If the discontent spreads, things can get out of hand very quickly tonight.
Don't think this
That
plague
sounds-
is natural. If it's spreading like this, it's not natural.
She looks
The
at you
refu-
with a face that can only say "no shit," but she doesn't say anything.
This is just the
Okay.
perfect storm for something else really bad to happen.
Not to mention, we still have missing uniforms, missing guards.
Do we? There are scouts keeping an eye on that invading army that wasn't too far off, right?
That's an entirely different.
That's a
continent.
different continent.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
That is 780 miles due north. Actually, way further. Like
okay.
1,500 miles due north.
Nautical
Hey,
miles.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I gotta finish the world map just so you guys can.
Yeah.
We're
I know what it looks like, but I
We're-
only have a janky one.
we're literally in a small fucking section of the world.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Here. Okay. Wait. Can I draw outside the? Okay, to the main tabletop screen, real quick. Okay.
This one. Okay.
Yeah. So you are here. This is like all the little islands, all the stuff over here. This is the archipelago in the middle, right?
Uh-huh.
If you go this way, you get a continent that kind of looks like this. And that's Marrakesh. If you go this way, you get a big. Oh, God. Okay, hang on. Okay, the dice in the middle is where the archipelago is. Over here, you have Aleros, which is over here. Incaria is down here, roughly. Marrakesh is over here. And Dolos is the closest to you guys, but it is like a big continent. Imagine like this going far north all the way to the North Pole.
Oh.
There's nothing in the bottom right. Nothing over here.
So it's fast ocean over there. Got it.
Yeah. Dolos and Marrakesh, this distance here, they're within like 200-300 miles of each other. And Caria is the biggest continent. Like, imagine it being bigger. It's way down there. It's pretty far separated. Aleros is the smallest continent, far to the east. So, that's situation of the world. I'll
Okay.
finish the world map at some point.
5
Might
years
actually be
later.
able to.
He'll get there. He'll get there. I believe in him.
Alright, go smash and go back over to the Twin Cities map.
Man.
Okay. But yes.
Perfect storm for basically something really bad to happen, and also we kind of found a lot of money, like a lot.
Yeah, she
Aw,
does.
shit. Here we go again.
Well, that changes some things.
Like
You
enough
guys-
maybe to buy off maybe an entire band of mercenaries, or worse.
I
A lot
guess
of
we
extortion
will.
money.
This is a trade city. There's a lot of wealth moving through it. A lot of gold can go missing without much notice.
But what did you say? What did we estimate? Around 40,000 gold and platinum, maybe?
40 to
30,000.
30,000.
Save it for. As you see, there's more and more. You're deeper in the building now. There's more guards moving out. Save it for when we're in private. And she leads you back through a familiar doorway into the captain's office. And you see him standing there with individuals, other members, all looking at a map that looks like the city itself, and they're all kind of just pointing, gesturing, speaking very quickly and feeling it like with the speed of like native Spanish speakers talking quickly to their relatives. You know?
God. Yeah, no, the only person that might understand them is
QS.
And it's still heavily accented, but you can get
Yeah.
the gist of it. But yeah, he kind of looks up. We'll finish this later. And he gestures to the R3. Make sure the southern deployment does not run out of manpower. Bring back the day shift if you have to. And it quickly gestures them out of the building.
What in the
All
world?
right. I'm going to assume Asmada has told you the general nature of... Adamasa has told you the general nature of the situation up in the upper city.
Riots,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, we're hoping it doesn't become a riot. If it does, we're in deep shit. For now, though, we're trying to keep things as calm as possible. Now, what have you found?
Money,
Oh,
blood, and also we talked with the noble family that the lieutenant has been seeing, and
Lieutenant, you were looking at two different individuals.
It was
Stormbreak Wind.
That's him. That's the
Or no.
guard captain.
Gar-
Breaking Storm is the guard captain.
please tell me someone wrote it down. It was fire something.
No
I
one
thought.
takes notes. Fire was involved. Flame of Silk is the man's
Flame
name.
of Silk.
Damn it.
Eden.
Vax names are stupid.
They're complicated.
Yes,
they're
cat
not
people,
we
stupid.
agree.
Fucking cat people.
I've been shoehorned into it. It's where we're at. Okay. In an event. All right. What have you learned? What has he been doing?
Well, there is a person that he's been saying that is on the murder docket and bound for the gallows, but is not even in the records of being prosecuted and sentenced. Hell, he's not even in the jail either.
And he's using the story to extort someone?
Yes, that family.
Okay. You say you found a stash of coin.
Yes,
Correct.
a lot in the basement of a looks like a storefront, like semi well maintained store or for clothing, but is very much a front. There's very little goods for like textile and stuff.
Is a clothing store?
Looks like a clothing
Yes.
store, but is very much a
is
facade.
not.
It's clearly a front for some money laundering.
And we found a ton of money,
What is
but
it?
they wouldn't let me take any of.
40,000 gold and platinum, we estimate.
20.
40.
Roughly.
He immediately glances to Amasa. Go get 4 good men. Right. She immediately leaves the room. We'll go address that as soon as possible.
There's
As
also
for
blood.
Silk,
There's also one more thing about that place. There is a room in the upper section with tabaxi blood.
But the trap.
The
There's also a
safe is
trap.
also booby trapped.
I would.
And
be
there's
surprised by
also
that.
there was also a tunnel leading into the sewers in that same room. We didn't go exploring because we knew we needed to meet with you again.
I've been pushing for patrols in those tunnels for 6 years now. We already knew the smuggling networks would be using them. Now, God knows what else has been imported into this mess.
It might be how your plague carriers, or more likely plague casters, are moving around the city at this point.
Right. This is a problem. He just kind of puts his head to it, like hand in his face, like kind of presses in on his like the bridge of his nose, just like, this is gonna be a night. Make sure we have coffee. He says to no one in particular.
Let me check. Actually,
I'm going to.
can
I have to go and. Sorry. The council meeting has been suspended because of the ongoing situation. I have already arranged for
no coffee.
Lazy Clock's family, his sister and niece and nephew, rather niece, to be brought here with their emergency things. I saw a rather interesting looking tall ship dock earlier this evening. Matches a description of the one you described earlier as your vessel. Now is the perfect time for you to escort the individuals onto the ship. I've also ordered some trustworthy men at the dock to allow these supplies to be released tonight.
They also want
Everything's
us to also assist them once we're done getting those 3 on board our ship.
We have plenty of crew that might be
the
able to
clerics
help.
and their assistants have enough manpower on board. Not to mention the people on the ship. If they can get they only need to get the supplies to the hospital. The clerics can handle distribution to the camp from there. It's not a long journey, and longshoremen are not quite afraid enough to avoid that. Many of them have fairly strong beliefs on this topic. Given the situation at hand, it's best we make use of this chaos while it's here. Our enemies certainly will.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they're not already doing their damnedest to make sure something happens.
Yes.
I would say that an extra set of eyes needs to be put on that lieutenant.
He will be in the midst of this mess in the city. I will pass on. No. We'll have to let. He has to work tonight. Corrupt or not, he's good enough in a fight. And right now we need leadership, even bad leadership, if we're to stop the situation from spiraling out of control.
Just someone needs to make sure that he doesn't try to instigate into something happening. Well, I don't
If there's
think
anything I
they're
trust the
crazy
gods
enough to try it. There's always the possibility.
I will be moving. I have to maintain what order I can. But I'll see what I can do. I do have some loyal men who I could trust to send up there, but the entire guard is stretched thin. We're calling back the day shift. He's on the day shift. You can see just how frazzled the captain seems to be. You also get the impression he's not telling you the full story about what's going on, and that there seems to be
A shit ton more that's going on behind the scenes than we're actually seeing.
Yeah.
I think he needs some catnip.
For now, I think it's best you got out of here. We met tomorrow morning. Grab lazy clock on the way, head to your ship, stay on your ship overnight. Keep a watch posted. I wouldn't want to spend too much time lingering in the bars. If the populace wants to get angry, they will get angry. You don't want to know how messy a tabaxi riot is. When everyone has weapons on their person at all times, he says as his claws just kind of shoot out between his fingers, it can get messy. And something you have noticed is tabaxi do have fairly nasty looking claws on them, and teeth for that matter.
I mean, they're essentially
mean-
tigers, so yeah.
Tigers and
Catnip
cats.
exist?
Yes.
Yeah, the Pantherans are very
Catnip,
much big.
yes.
I mean, QS has literally smiled at Garish with a devilish fucking smile that showed all of her teeth. Garish was like,
I don't like hearing myself.
You have
back
inch
up,
and a half long canines.
which I
Like,
still can, even talking like this.
Okay, sorry.
what's going on? Is everything
Uh,
okay?
Wait,
Yeah,
hates
no,
hearing her voice.
She
Gotcha.
hates hearing the echo. That's all.
I can't say I'm a fan of it, but I haven't been hearing that. Right. Gets moving. This is going to be a long night. Best you stay out of it.
We'll try our best to stay out of it, but if trouble comes for us, well, we're going to make sure that the kid and his sister and nephew, or niece, get aboard our ship safely.
Are you playing Arma?
Hush.
Are you playing
Why are
fucking
you playing?
Arma?
Come on, man.
He's playing fucking Arma.
Whatever.
It was going slow. It was going slow. Hush.
You want me to hit him for you?
Yes.
No.
That's your decision.
Oh,
I do not
Deserve-
support spousal beating, but I won't stop it because I can't.
There, I smacked him.
Anyway. Yeah, and you are ushered out of the office, and you soon find yourselves ending up back in the mess hall as Adamasa guides you through, where you see the guard from before, Lazy Clock, now wearing very much a civilian attire, carrying several heavy bags, while a younger tabaxi woman, about your age actually, QS, carrying a very small child, an infant in fact, on her shoulder
Aw.
with another large bag over her, with kind of a fearful expression on her face. She's like, "You're the ones we were supposed..." Yeah, they're the...
We're
Is
your
ship here?
entourage. Yes, it's here.
we will get you out of here.
I bet baby
We'll be
kitties
safe.
are cute.
They are very furry.
Aw.
Think of a humanoid kitten, essentially.
Yeah, very big eyes.
Oh,
So, Kung Fu Panda Tigress as a baby?
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, this cat is the infant in question has more of a sandy color to them right now and spots, not stripes.
I want to play with the baby.
No, don't play with the baby.
Why?
Because the baby is asleep right now, and that's in everyone's best interests.
But it's really cute.
Right. After you, the woman says, kind of.
Garish, grab one of the bags of the or someone.
Yep. I'll grab it.
So we're
Uh,
so he's not weighed down by 50
yeah,
or so.
I grabbed that. I grabbed one of the heavier looking bags.
I'll hold the
Yeah.
baby.
The woman kind of gives you a side eye, like, I can manage.
Mm.
Alright, let's get going.
All right. So you
Now
were
what-
told your ship has docked in the main harbor. You know where that is. And you can see there's a lot of activity in the streets. People have kind of sensed the commotion and are kind of coming out to try and investigate, see what's going on. Let me actually see if I've got a
Token.
not a token.
Oh, music.
Yeah. Just gonna do some soft music there with some ambience.
So we're taking them to the ship now?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're taking them to the ship.
Instantly, you can hear kind of a clamoring from within the city proper and spreading, as a lot of people seem to be actually starting to crowd around the open bridge near, like around here as you move past. The guards kind of forming a barrier, still maintaining this quarantine, even though many of them are now entering the city themselves to address the unrest within. Making your way through the city, you find that most of it still is relatively quiet. It's the outlying areas as you're passing through. It seems that whatever unease is spreading through the city has not yet reached these outer areas. You make your way.
We need to get them on the ship now, before things spread too quickly.
Yeah,
and
you are soon.
And then
met
we
with
need to
the-
try and get into the sewers.
Yeah, hang on. Put you back. I just closed everything. 1
How
second.
did you do that?
If you tap escape too many times, it closes everything.
Uh-oh.
The world has
Because
ended.
he's a fucking klutz.
We're all dead.
It's actually mostly due to the OCD, but don't worry about it.
Suddenly the day ended.
But yeah.
The hours resigned.
Yeah, you do see, I mean, I put it there. The familiar shape of your vessel sitting there at your side, and you see a rather intrigued-looking blue kobold standing on the dock, talking to one member of the guard, seemingly giving him a hard time. It's like, all I'm saying is we gotta undock. All I'm saying is we gotta unload it. Oh, there you are.
Hero!
Yeah. Sarah, long time no see.
Yeah. What the fuck is going on right now? I can hear a fucking riot in the distance, and who are these folks?
Look, well,
People that
Lake,
need to
he's
disappear.
coming on board.
Right?
These are the
Okay.
ones that told you that we need to make disappear, essentially.
Got it. Okay. We cleared out one of the cabins, so bring them on board. And the guard looks like he's gonna say something. Ciro just kind of glances at him like, "Don't you have something better you're getting paid for?"
The
guard just
captain.
kind of
This is the
wanders off.
captain's orders.
Yeah. I mentioned something. And the guard
You
just
didn't
kinda
see a
walks
damn
off.
thing.
Yeah. Right. And you also, further down the dock, actually see already a couple of guards and members of the crew quickly throwing boxes overboard on like 2 ships down. Not overboard, over onto the shore, quickly, while others carry them off.
Well, that's one mission accomplished.
I wonder if
That's 2.
Well, we haven't made these ones disappear yet. We gotta get them out safely still. Hardest part's done.
well, as long as they're on board the ship, they'll be very well safe.
Ciro, I know it needs not be said, but we need someone guarding the ship.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to be guarding. I think everyone's going to be here guarding the ship.
Yes,
We got the whole
have
fucking
them
crew
have
on
them prepared to repel borders just in case this riot breaks out and people go fucking crazy.
That's always a possibility. Normally this is a nice protocol. Shame.
Yes,
well,
some magical tomfoolery is going on, and people are getting fucking sick. Like the
and you know how
magical
things go when
plague.
people get involved. Everything's going off the fucking rails all of a sudden.
Yeah, there's always something new. Anyway, it's good to see you folks. We got a bit of a briefing coming in from the boss. Kind of glances out, and you can see a bit of smoke actually rising in the distance over the light of the city.
That's not good.
No.
We need to get into those tunnels and start looking better.
What now?
Or-
Well, us. I think we can probably
We might-
leave Tobias. Yes, and Bagoras here for a while.
Who departed?
Gabe.
Gabe. Got it. Right.
Wouldn't be a bad move for us to do it right now while everything's going on in the upper city.
Can
I'm
I
having
adjust
this
my
run in the
spells?
background so I can
Can
make
you what?
money off my AI.
Can I adjust my spells?
Yeah.
It's not a new day, so you are on the same spells you have prepared.
I
Gotta
can't
wait
adjust
for a
them?
new day.
Aw.
Wait, yeah, we gotta wait till you.
Part of
rest,
preparing
kind of thing.
spells is you gotta think ahead.
Yeah.
And sometimes,
Is it gonna
oftentimes,
block my mouse?
doesn't work.
But you said we weren't doing anything.
We're not yet.
I just want more water spells if we're going to go play around in the water. Or near
Well, there's
water.
nothing to say you have to do anything right now. It is still an active night. It is still your decision to decide what the fuck you want to do. I mean, I'm speaking with a lot of redundancy right now, but
Yeah. Do we want to go into the tunnels or do we want to wait?
We could go party.
I don't think you want to party with Tabaxi that are going on a riot.
I mean, they're probably not in all the bars.
Even the captain said it's not a good idea to be in the bars right now.
Well, they're gonna mess with us.
Yes, they will. We are foreigners.
So?
They don't know where the plague is coming from. Foreigners will instantly get rage and anger thrown at them.
Then I'll
Don't worry.
fireball them.
You don't
Please
have
don't.
fireball.
please,
Yes, I do.
please, let's avoid trying to kill people. I'm gonna have Borg on deck. If any of you want to
Self-defense.
join him and look scary, Minotaur, you go stand up on the forecastle. There you go.
As
Maybe we
Tor
should move the ship away
T-poses.
from the shore a little bit. If you're that worried.
Roby, get these nice cats settled down below. The rest of you, what the fuck's going on here? I swear, I leave you guys for a week.
Magical,
Two, maybe.
magical plague.
We didn't do anything.
Magical
helping.
plague, riots in the city.
We are
Most
doing our
likely
best.
most likely a bastard son of Sir Ekros here.
Well, the letter did mention Karib was on the island, was trying to move to Ferris's flank. There was a lot going on last we talked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good news, Zil figured out the combination with all the different keystones, and he's getting ready to travel with us when the time comes to go to the Athenaeum. He's very big on that. On that topic, he gave me a little something useful. If you want to join me in my cabin, we could have a conversation with him, like a proper one. If we want to report back.
Okay. Let's go have that conversation. So it's then.
It might be best to hold off going searching through the sewers until a different day. We know a few different entrances at this point, so we can easily get back in them without being seen.
Yeah. So the captain's cabin is unlocked, and if you remember, you can just click on it to go through it.
Can't use a stairwell.
What?
Looks disabled.
Worked when I did it.
You are the deep.
Whatever. I can just move you guys in there.
Your turn.
I don't even see myself.
Oh yeah, because you're not on the map. Where the fuck are you?
You stuck the map.
There you go. Everyone gathers in. All right, make yourselves as comfortable as you can, I guess. It's not exactly a lot of space in here.
See the boat. Why don't I see the boat?
You're on the boat.
'Cause you're on the city map
Click.
still, Lotus.
Click.
How do I
On the top, the silent zephyr.
just click it?
No. The thing on the
Oh,
top. yeah.
this.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
There.
Right. And you see a Ciro, the sounds of the distant commotion seem to settle down a little bit. Though we're still present. Got this nice chill song. All kind of gather around the table within Ciro's room. All right. Zill's been working on some Illyrian artifacts, and he found this one. Apparently, there used to be a whole network of these around the world. Allowed for some real-time communication. He doesn't know how to get the network working, but he's got two working. So now, place it on the counter, and you see this strange disc of this black stone with like gold filling. Like it's almost like the surface is cracked very softly in very deliberate patterns with gold running through it, with a sort of raised domed like white crystal in the center. And he sets it down. It's fairly flat, maybe 2 inches tall, but about 10 inches in diameter. He sets it on the table, right? And the whole thing rotates. There's like you realize quickly there's actually 2 layers to this. There's a flat stone at the bottom, and then the upper stone with all the different runes on it has multiple dials which can all rotate into different combinations. In a way, somewhat similar to the device that you're familiar with, QS.
Hmm.
And he quickly puts some into alignment, and there's just a boom sound that just echoes once through, just this low hum.
It's essentially a magic radio.
And suddenly, standing at the table next to you, hang on.
Obi-Wan
What the fuck is
Kenobi,
Wait.
you're my only hope.
Excuse me?
Yeah. You see a full-formed image of your patron, Zillo Sonum, about half scale, kind of standing on the table between all of you. Full-on hologram.
Neat.
Well, that's nifty magic.
I thought so indeed.
Poke,
You
poke.
can see, while it's hard to read Aloxodon's facial expression, you can just see the excitement behind him. It's just the way his ears are moving and the little bit of a giddiness to this older gentleman. It's like, it's taken some effort, but I'm very pleased with the results. Not so pleased to hear about the situation you're all faced with, though.
Yeah, it's getting very much.
Threatly facing.
It's about like a den of cats in heat, just without the heat.
Ew.
That's an
They do that?
that's an image.
Yes.
That's an image. Tell me more about this plague situation. The civil discourse that Ciro mentioned is less important to me at the moment, frankly.
It's magical in origin. It kind of reminds me of something that a vampire lord way back in the day used when he eventually fell and died, and a lot of people died in the aftershock.
Lord Sedan.
Instead of jumping from person to person, it's
Oh,
just
Sarah.
randomly appearing.
First era 971, Lord Sedan, beginning of stages of the collapse in Stelford. Is that the one you're referring to? Is the vampire who ruled the entire region?
Yes, I believe so.
Tell them about the water
He did
critter.
not cause that plague. Though, if it's bearing resemblance to that, that is most concerning.
He's old and smart. Maybe he knows what it is.
Oh,
But also, it's mainly being caused by a little creature about that big. It gets
Besides everything, could you describe the creature?
kind of a hunch. This kind of hunched, which has webbed feet, webbed hands. The woman that I kind of delved into the mind of, it was very grainy, but clear enough I could make out most of it.
you meant
Humanoid.
Humanoid,
And
yeah.
it was holding a lollipop.
More like a toothpick, but
Holding a. Oh dear.
And
We
there
kind of
was
guessed
a
it was a
crypto thing,
staff,
too.
but staff
Or
are
a
wand.
needle of some kind.
But those that have gotten sick
Judging
have
by your
come in
reaction, you
contact
know
with
what
it.
this is? Judging by your reaction, you seem to know what this is.
There are a handful of creatures that like to make appearances throughout history to bring about the ruin of civilizations, to upset the balance of the world. Usually, it is for their own gain. Sometimes it's at the behest of others.
By sometimes, how rare is that?
Every few centuries, always appearing at the fall of a civilization, or at least trying to hasten one.
And has
The creature
this
you might be describing is a very old one. A beast from the Shadowfell. Originally, there were 13, it's believed. At least some still exist.
13 of the same creature?
If you let me finish the story, you'll learn more. Long ago, when the Queen on the Black Throne and the Raven Queen were vying for power over the Shadowfell, in the turbulent days of the beginning of the world, there were already great mages, individuals striving for knowledge, much like myself. Those who wish to unlock the secrets of the world by whatever means necessary. Less like myself. 13 such mages attempted to usurp power from the Raven Queen to learn the secrets of death and understand the bridge between the worlds. They failed, and for this they were cursed, turned into creatures of unspeakable, twisted corruption. Beings who seek only to learn from destruction, for they are cursed to only learn from that which is already dead. They're known as Nagpa, and they are incredibly dangerous. And this is mostly 5e lore. You guys are all screaming about a Kappa. No. A Nagpa. Let me get some water real quick.
Nah, just D&D's version of a fucking Nazgul.
Thinking the same thing. I just
Mm,
didn't say it.
more like a Zinch's Herald.
Yeah. Either Zinch or maybe Nurgle.
No.
Especially considering it revolves around dead things. And Nurgle is very much the god of death.
I don't know, disease, corruption, decay.
And death.
Moment.
Death is one of
You
his
see
gods.
appearing next to him a creature that looks like this. Ignore that that's the actual creature.
I want to see.
Ugh.
Oh, it's the things from the looks like one of the things from the fucking Dark Crystal.
There are very few of these. They only act when they believe it is in their advantage. They are powerful wizards.
Damn, he's ugly.
I'd agree. They might be beyond your abilities to contain. But they're also cowards by nature, self-serving to a fault. If you're able to provide enough convincing that this endeavor is not worth their time, plant the seeds of doubt before you even get into the encounter, you might be able to force them to flee. But be warned, they are powerful mages, as I said. They could destroy a mind, corrupt the body, turn you against each other, leave you a barely thinking mess.
They travel in groups or are they seen
No,
alone?
they are solitary by nature.
So
There's
good.
12 of them?
Let's put
13.
13.
Believed to be 13. Shape-shifting, changing their size, very simple tricks for them. They do not need to breathe, they do not need to eat, they do not sleep. All they do is think and ponder over the lost knowledge they hold, and try desperately to create more so that they might learn more. Ambition
lame.
run amok. And just to set the scene, these guys are CR-17.
Ooh.
Mommy.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
What do you know about its lair?
We haven't found his lair exactly, but we have a
We have a good guess. It's potentially underwater in the lake near the refugee camp.
that's where we've seen it the most, but
That's
Well,
where
they
the
need not-
refugees have seen something similar.
While they need not breathe, they would be unlikely to wish to spend their time in water. It harms so many experiments. While they are foul creatures, they are still wizards. They still think in a predictable way in that regard. They will have found somewhere secluded, deep below. A cave, perhaps.
Sewer network?
Likely connected to it, if not within it itself. They will have minions, underlings, beings they have either constructed themselves or corrupted from whatever they had at their disposal. Individuals whose minds they have overwritten with their will.
can they make people into such creatures? And like,
They certainly do. Necromancy in particular is a very easy art for individuals like this.
Why did you have to
I'm
mention
trying to think.
necromancy?
Not to mention, they're known to be remarkably resilient. Powerful magical wards will make it all but impossible to hit them, besides very skilled shots.
No, they're not Fae, so Sebastian wouldn't really know too much about them.
No, they're technically humanoid.
Yes, they're humanoids.
You're looking them up. That's fine.
No,
fact that
when you
it's-
said Nakpa, I was like, okay. First of all, you could say they have a vulture's head. You could say
Yeah.
they have the face of a vulture, not just a beak.
Well, I wanted to be vague.
What is sewer guy?
They have the head of a vulture. That's like one of the defining.
Yeah.
That's what makes them defining. The whole it's the mocking of the Raven Queen.
I get it.
Yeah.
They have the head of a
Also,
vulture.
fuck off with the shell. I've never seen any art with them
I
without
never
the
said he
cloak.
had a shell. I said he had a hunched back.
yeah, and I also
Almost
said
looked like a shell. In the memory, the faulty memory of an 80-something-year-old woman who's half blind. I will defend myself at this point.
I'll never stop fucking giving you shit for that.
You're welcome to. But in any case.
What?
Huh?
Well, you certainly have your hands full with that one. I'll see what I can do to provide support.
not sure what much you can do from
Knowledge is power. The more I can learn, the more I might be able to guide you. You will need every advantage you can get. If you can
Especially
resolve... What was that, old man? I don't believe we've met before.
Oh. No, I don't believe we have. Hello, I am Sebastian.
Indeed. I'm Archmage Zil Sonum, originally of
Oh.
Arkanath.
Archmage, so I'm assuming you're their patron?
And that is certainly the role I am filling in this age.
That would explain how
My
these...
life.
That would explain how these children have the means that they do. I don't take them for very well off, quite frankly.
Oh, well,
It's hard to
thanks,
read.
old man.
It is hard to reach a 4th century without accruing some level of wealth. If you don't, you're certainly not trying at all.
Doesn't he look amazing?
No arguments there.
In the event, welcome to the team. Well, I guess I'll have zero arranged payment for you as well. Normally, I would want you to sign a contract, but right now you're already part of this mess, and I don't think you'll be departing. Where are you from?
I have nothing better to do.
Where are you from originally?
Oh, I couldn't remember the name of it if I tried. I've been wandering for far too long.
Would you like to make a deception check for me?
All right.
Against this divination mage.
Yes. I'm not really trying to lie, but
Okay, well, I'm just going to show you this. He knows you're not telling the full truth, and that you do know where you're from.
oh yeah, clearly. When he said 4 centuries, you know, Sebastian unshowingly would be respectful.
Yeah. You also know that's pretty old for a Loxodon.
Yes, impressive.
About a century longer than they usually live. But
Oh,
wizards.
You know, archmages and all that.
Well, he just said 4 centuries, so over 400.
Oh,
He's in his 4th century.
that's young for an elf.
He's not an
That is
elf.
young.
I know.
He's a Loxodon.
Elephant.
Say impressive.
Man. Yeah, but for like her people, it would be young. She's practically a child.
You practically don't remember anything about your past.
No.
And
Nope,
what word of
retarded.
our other enemies?
Well,
Other elements of Ekros' court, or these shadowy intrusions we've been facing?
Well,
we know their assassin is here.
Indeed.
Crocodilian one.
I've been doing what I can to learn about him, but he's an enigma. No paper trail, no records, simply just appeared one day. Wanted in several locations. Suspect in murder on 3 continents.
This one's probably a new location that he's going to be wanted in.
Likely already
almost
is.
killed me.
The Tide God is looking into that attempted assassination as well, so wanted here as well. A trained assassin, an experienced one. The question is who trained him. No records. Many guilds, if you can even call them that, of such dangerous individuals throughout the world. I'd be cautious around him. But I don't have much more I could add, unfortunately. As for this plague, though, if it is a Nagpa spreading it, you will need to find a way to interrupt the magic before it takes hold. Their corruption is slow. It will take at least a few days to kill, and at least a day to really become established. If you can find something that interrupts them in the meantime, various medicinal plants might have the property.
Well, we have found a medicinal herb that does seem to slow the effects, if not basically a slight aphrodisiac, essentially.
I don't think that's the word you're thinking, because
Or-
aphrodisiac is not the word you're trying to say.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything. I was just gonna let it roll.
Yeah, no, it was not an aphrodisiac.
An aphrodisiac is aroused.
Unfortunate side effect.
Fortunate side effect.
You could market this.
You'll be rich by the time you're done with this.
It was it added some zest to foods, is what they were originally using it for.
Do you know what the herb is called?
Fucking damn it. Nightshade?
No, it's
I swear to God, you guys are the worst note takers I've ever even liked.
Yes, yes.
It's the Night Howlers.
What did you say?
It's the Night King. The White Walkers are coming.
God.
Night Howlers is the thing from Zootopia.
Huh.
No, I don't.
Twilight
remember
Vine is the name of the plant.
That son of a bitch. I was way off. Twilight Vine.
You got a tangential word, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's what your memory tells you it is.
Yep.
So what was the name of that herb?
Twilight Vine.
That was a plant from the Shadowfell originally. Perhaps that's why it has such an affinity for the magic. Interesting.
It apparently grows on full moons here quite frequently.
A unique trick of a plant not
No,
adapted
it
to this
grows
world.
all the time, but you don't see it unless there's a full moon.
You can't
Or new
understand you
moon.
very well.
It blooms on full moons and new moons. Anything that matches the twilight, the intercession of the different shades of gray that are the only light that permeates the Shadowfell. Things that
Can't
remind
hear
it
you
of
at
home.
all because I'm in here and you're yelling from in there and your mic's down really low.
Are you talking to
Maybe.
me?
She's talking to me.
Okay, I was gonna say because I'm
'Cause I
right
was
next
saying-
to my microphone.
No, I was telling her I can't hear her very well.
I see.
But then again,
I'm not gonna leave my mic on because I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah, well, it's on right now.
she's yelling at me, that's why.
Okay.
It's because I turn it on for a second to talk to him.
Okay. In any event, I would seek what other allies you can throughout the city. You'll need manpower to engage such a creature. Anything you can find to shield your minds would be of assistance. Anything that would make you anything that would fortify your intelligence, your wisdom, your sense of self, charisma. You'll find only a limited amount of combat magic in their repertoire. Instead, they are manipulators for the most part. Do not underestimate them.
Well, I think my Sphinx blood is probably
You
going
would
to
have some resistance.
some, yes, but not
I
much.
think I'm highly resistant to
Probably. I'm probably doomed.
toxic shit or something. I don't
If
know.
not, then having good.
You're resistant to being charmed because you're an elf.
I have a high resistance to something else, but I forgot what it was.
It's on the front page of your character sheet. You have resistance to necrotic damage.
Yeah, that.
Sorry, yawning.
You're fine?
Alright.
It sounded so adorably cute.
Oh, come on.
Fucking did.
Well, hopefully this can be resolved soon. After all, we need to learn what is happening. Those members of the Order of the Ash for Balgoris here. We need to know what's happening with this first circle to see what we can learn about these strange gems and intervening forces from the Shadowfell. Everything seems to be tied up in Dermshot right now. Everything seems to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is why?
Because our enemies have aims here as well.
Well, would you have any idea what that would be? Other than absolute control of an area?
I could only speculate. It's possible that something of value is held within the city that they are
Good.
trying to acquire. It's possible they are simply trying to sow discord.
What would they
The
gain
Isle,
from that?
the Isle of Castor has been building up its military for the better part of a decade. Lord Ekros is their Lord Commander. If he were to attempt to assert control, he would need to weaken the cities first. He would
Mm-hmm.
need to harm Gradon.
Well, yes, we Tabaxi are very good at having parties and fornicating, but we are not ones to be, well, trifled with in a combat.
No, but you're also very quick. You're also very known to be a very quick-thinking group that is often not always in the most accord with one another.
But when it comes to someone trying to kill us, well, we're very much set on one thing: kill them faster.
Indeed, but what's of the political situation on the city? What do you know of that?
Literally,
Lot of red tape, lot of deadlock. Seems to be people fighting each other for not much reason, politically.
Sounds like more external influence from our friends, doesn't it?
That's what we were thinking.
and also some people are very much set on removing the people that have been displaced by the war that's happening up in the north.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of refugees.
I think it's more likely they're simply using that as a diversion.
Not to
While
drop.
the cunning of our foes is certainly great, I doubt they were able to engineer a new war in Dolos. Though given what they might be up to in the Dragonlands, anything is possible. I do not like where this is heading.
No, because right now with a riot going on, it is prime time for someone to basically strike a lethal blow.
Stay safe tonight. Tomorrow might bring more chaos, or there might be enough calm to continue with your current plans.
One can only hope.
If required. Given the audacity of their actions, I'm going to be reinvestigating security measures I already have in place here. The city of Gardon is no less susceptible to such actions. The theft of the better part of half a year's tax revenue certainly contributed to some extent. The military of the city is already less potent than it was before. The Tide Guard had to mobilize somewhat, has to demobilize somewhat.
And while here, the guard here is stretched super thin and lots of corruption. And also guards that have either been dead for a while or retired for a while have been back in the rosters doing duties.
The current queen is unpopular, and there are multiple daughters who could usurp her. We'll see what I know. I have good political connections with the royal family. Perhaps I can learn who might be set to benefit if the current one were deposed. That might be the ultimate aim of these actions.
Potential.
If the one that is trying to usurp is friends with our mutual enemy, then this may pose even greater threat.
Indeed. It seems that no matter where we turn, our foes grow stronger, more numerous. Have you made any allies in your time here? I understand you're working with the Guard. Anyone else?
Honey Hornets, the current leader of the group that's trying to take care of the refugees, and well, right now they're getting their much-needed supplies. The captain has basically
So
has decided to get their supplies to him right now before something worse happens.
Always good to have a healer on hand. Any more combatants?
we also met an interesting guide on our that helped us get here. Ink on skin.
I can't say I'm familiar with the individual, but if you find him trustworthy, I trust your judgment. Your judgment, Sir Forrester.
He
Oh,
was a ranger similar to myself, but instead of having a fae that doesn't know much about their past, he's what was it? Dating?
Married.
Married to a fae.
Yeah, he had in-laws in the Feywild. It was quite funny.
We also met one on our way here.
Yes.
so
A
that's
dryad.
an encounter.
That somehow knows him, as Kira says, pointing towards Sebastian. Or at least
Oh
knows
yeah,
of
speaking
him.
of, I don't know. Did you actually mean to show me something, or was that just the his probably wasn't an insight check, but like just a check into it. Is that what you meant?
It was just a check into seeing.
Okay, you said
Trying
you
to figure out what the hell
to
his
show
story
something,
is.
so I don't know if
Yeah.
you meant to like actually show me something.
No, I didn't need to show you anything.
Okay.
Sebastian is indeed an interesting individual that I would love to have a discussion with later. But for now, he'll be an asset. I'm
Tribe
confident
that
of that.
Ink is friends with may also
Well, I'm thinking more
be a
family
useful
with.
asset.
I'm thinking he has. I think his sister, I think it was, is the leader of a tribe. And his mother and father are in the city, in the upper ward. Or upper city for right now. And he's been trying to get to them and get them out of the city.
Well, for his sake, hopefully they are safe tonight.
Agreed. Which we should.
With
Granted.
his companion, he may be able to get them out tonight. That cat is not normal.
And you have a means of contacting him? Now might be the time.
As of this moment in time, no. Unless I go out looking for him, which I am at Tabaxi, so I could blend in very easily.
Wouldn't be hard.
I would not recommend venturing into a powder keg such as this city tonight. Not on your own.
Well, I can maybe disguise and make someone invisible. Well, to come with me, but that's about it.
Tomorrow the dust will settle. We'll have to see what it brings. Unfortunately, I have to go. Other matters to attend to here. Suffice to say, word of the situation has already spread. And there are concerns of similar outbreaks here. No sign of any infection, no sign of any plague, but were to arise, we're even less prepared to quarantine than that city is.
Be careful around the water. It seems that, at least for the refugees, the majority of them were getting sick when they came near the water.
If it's the water that's infected, how did it end up in an area uphill?
We're not convinced it's the water, but that the creature was using the water to get close.
The means of breathing water would be to your benefit, I think.
Tell him about the little girl that picked up the creature and got sick right afterwards.
Well, you just
Kind
did.
of half described it.
Yeah. We partially described it because
That's how we got the description.
We got those
That's how you figure out what it probably is.
from a 80-year-old woman that has failing memory.
And eyes.
And eyes, yeah. and is so fucking depressed that she probably won't last maybe another month.
Yeah.
Lady.
Well, one's being a pessimist.
I mean, she lost everyone that was near and dear to her, so
Pessimist.
maybe you say so.
We're gonna go to the refugee camp. They're all gonna be mourning her death first thing in the fucking morning.
Damn it.
That's gonna be like it's a quick little funeral right you walk into.
I'd like to point out these past like 4 sessions have been 1 day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time dilation is a real problem in the world of D&D.
That it is.
How does anyone get some sleep around here?
Once again, this is all the proof that you need to say that Dragon Ball Z.
I was gonna say it's like Dragon Ball Z.
With that, Zill's image disappears. It's like, we're still trying to work on long endurance broadcast, but worked for 20-30 minutes. That was pretty good. So what's our game plan here?
Where are you?
Let's see.
Well,
Fix
we were-
ourselves with the watch. The ship watch.
that
Wait
or
till the morning.
that, and maybe, if we're lucky, maybe explore the undergrounds a little bit more. But again, the city's a powder keg.
I would say we wait at this point. I do agree with Zill. After thinking about it for a little bit, it's probably best if we wait till the morning, then go exploring.
Yeah, I just
I'd
hope
agree.
Incan skin and his. I think it's his brother, I want to say.
It's his parents.
No, his tiger. His companion that was a little cub.
Izan.
He's
Yes,
on.
not his brother. A Fae, but not his brother.
Hence the reason I said with his companion,
Yes.
because I'm not going to call that thing a pet. That is not a pet, that is a companion.
Oh, maybe it's
Talking
into
about
it.
The Fae.
Oh, the little fox?
No, the tiger.
No.
The tiger that can change between a house cat and gigantic fucking tiger size at will.
Oh, it's
I don't know.
brown.
You don't know. Could
Yeah.
be into it. Fair or wild,
Cringer.
man.
I mean, where's our ambush Drake at?
Icarus? He's on the.
He's currently
on
on
the boat.
deck.
Yeah,
He's currently chilling on deck.
he's guarding. He's being a good boy. He's
Where's
guarding
my
the
kitty
boat.
cat? Where's Nefer?
That's a good question. Where the fuck is Nefer?
Have you looked in your bag?
It's not in the bag. It's
There's
a
no
Fae.
air in there.
It's a Fae.
No,
Be in
not.
the bag.
Larger than that.
It disappears all the fucking time.
And with that, she
And-
just kind of crawls out from under the table.
There she
Ah.
is.
Okay, I know you weren't under that whole time.
I pick her up and hug her and pet her and kiss her.
The rest of you see this cat just kind of looking out with
Help. Help.
slight help me, slight unbothered, slight. This is my life. I don't know why, but I have to accept this.
Listen, you were the one that chose to follow along.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say in Sylvan, you seem to have chosen this.
I'm
Cat-
also
cat-
gonna.
The fair turns to you and
Oh, are you actually gonna make it speak?
I'm pretty sure she can speak.
Choose
Sylvan.
choose carefully what you do here.
She just chooses not to speak to you.
She can speak.
That would be
like,
amazing, honestly.
Face shit.
Garash just looks at Nefer, and fucking surprise and slight anger in his eyes, like, really? What, you speak to the old man, but you won't talk to me?
Yeah, can't blame me then. At least you're stuck with her.
What language is that?
Sylvan.
Why can't I read it when I have that language?
Look
Not the
underneath it.
No, the second.
And not the yeah,
Not what Quirky said.
above us, Quirky.
I don't know what
Exiles.
But I can't read it, and I should
Quirky
be
put
able
it in
to.
Sphinx.
Yes, you can.
Quirky speak
Right
cat.
below.
Oh, okay. It translates it.
Yes.
Which sounds like Broken Celestial.
It's like Celestial spoken backwards.
Pink Celestial.
And this is why I
Pink
didn't.
Celestial.
This is why I don't work with animals that much.
Except you're a ranger.
I don't keep
Pretty.
them as pets. Wait, what the? What did you just say? Why do I have the feeling that's infernal?
It is.
Refuses to speak to you, but will totally trash talk you in the front of everybody else. I love it.
I am not
Cat.
a follower of any.
Yes, you are.
She's a good kitty. Fuck all you.
I am pretty sure I am not.
Yes, you are. That's your lord. That's your goddess.
Take a look at the.
You're not like a cleric, but everyone follows some god. Yours is Maleki.
I don't remember saying this, but okay.
Or sorry, no, you're Shantea. My mistake.
Yeah. Still, I don't. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. What would that be?
Anyways, this conversation continues.
Mm-hmm.
You know when people say Queen Nefertiti? They're saying Queen Titty.
Oh my god.
Queen Titty. No.
They're saying Queen because Nefer means queen. So they're saying Queen Titty.
TT.
Her name was Titty.
Makes sense.
TT.
Titty.
And
I'm sticking with Titty.
Very well. I can hear my Egyptology professor rolling. Like, he's not pleased.
I used to be able to read hieroglyphics and write hieroglyphics.
I say we mix ourselves in with the watch for the ship, and then head out in the morning.
No,
Get
that's.
rest and hope that this riot dies down.
And I can stay up after a while. And if someone tries to board the ship, they're getting levitated into the drink.
I was going to say, please don't fireball. You already have the guard anxious
I gotta
about
say,
that.
levitate plus gust of wind would be a hell of a combo.
Oh god.
Just blow away.
I think I can use prestidigitation to make a puff of wind. Yep.
Yeah, but it's harmless. It can't cause motion. It's not powerful enough for that.
Hmm.
Gust of wind physically moves someone like 15 feet. So that just continue because no resistance. They just float away.
I could easily just load a blank in one of my chambers just to scare someone.
Mm. What about the cat?
Huh?
What was that?
Nobody said anything about cat.
Sorry, I thought you said shrink the cat.
No, I said shrink and then mage head. Mage hand.
Oh god. No, stop.
To be fair, if you cast levitate yourself and someone else does mage hand, because both require concentration, they could pull you along.
Oh lord.
What do you think? QS always ties them up with a rope.
Yeah.
She is used to levitate on someone, wants to drag him along.
Anyway, I'm gonna go arrange watches. Politely, I'd ask you to leave my cabin.
Yep.
I'm just gonna. I don't know if the door will let you do it. Remember, just
Nope.
right click on the door or left click on the door.
No.
All right, whatever.
Teleport.
The other ones should work.
Scene transition. Wipe left to right. You see.
Hi, Turbius. What you doing over there?
He's just
T-posing.
You just T-posing?
Again.
If you touch him, he just starts the Gmod.
I think I might get off soon here. Getting pretty tired.
I'll be honest, I'm tired too, but we can keep
Oh
going.
god, yeah, it's 11:30 for me.
I mean,
Shit,
we
I
can
had to
call
do
this.
laundry.
We can call tonight a short session if we have to.
Fine by me.
I mean, we're back on the boat. I feel like that's a pretty
Yeah.
not bad
Plus,
place to
there's
be
a
like.
lot. Plus, so in the background, some rolls happened early in the session that went better than expected for someone. Which is why things are currently in the path they are in. Remember, your opponents are trying things too this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't expect them to do what they did. So no session next week, guys, because I will be in Maine. But afterwards, we'll come back into the into the
The frying
whatever
pan.
tomorrow brings.
Ah, yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be the end of this week's D&D session. Very short one, only 2 hours, roughly. But anywho, that'll be the end of this D&D session for this week. I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend. Just Longshot, signing off.